Now we are going to do another composition. In this composition, we are going to use 3 cups, 2 empty cups, and 1 cup with rose water. We will put the rose water cup in the middle and the 2 on the sides. For the lighting setup, we are going to try the same lighting that we just did in the previous video because it appeared to be a nice lighting setup, which was a strip box from the side and a spotlight from the top. Our main interest in this shot is the reflection of the cups on the acrylic under them. So we would like to pay good attention to this thing because that's the main idea that we would like to focus on in this shot. When we are going to take the first shot, we will see the light in the result. If we didn't like it or if we find out that we need to do some fine-tuning, we will do it. Let's try it. This picture is the result of the setup that we used in the previous video. Let's have a fast look at the setup. The setup contains 4 things. Number 1 is a softbox. Number 4 is the second light, which is a spotlight. Numbers 2 and 3 are the gobos that we are putting in front of our softbox to convert it to a strip light. If you didn't watch the video before this one, I recommend you that you watch it right now because there we explain this setup step by step and why we added every item in it. So this setup produced the following picture. Artistically speaking, this picture is looking really nice. The darkness in it is very nice, the reflections are very good, and everything in it is really nice. But I would like to have more art in it. It will be more artistic if we have more red color in the picture. And this is what we are going to learn to do in the following steps. After taking our test shot, we find out that the composition is nice and the lighting is not bad, but it's a little bit classic lighting. We would like to do a small modification in our lighting setup to have something more artistic. We will do a trick to have red color on the first cup, but we are not going to change the light type. The idea is as follows. As we said in the previous video, the cups are transparent. Therefore, they will be colored by the light color that will hit them. Since the softbox has a white fabric in its front, this white color will reflect on our cups and they will have this white strip of light. So the trick is as follows. If we change the position of our softbox and we put it a little bit to the back to come in the direction of the cups, so the light will be coming from this direction. When it comes from that direction, it will hit the red cup before hitting the front cup. When light will hit the red cup, it will take the red color. Therefore, the red color will hit the other cup, the one in the front, and it will color it with red, although we are not using red light, we're using the same normal light. So this will be a nice trick where we can color the first cup with red a little bit, giving it more effects by just using the same light that we have. Let's try it. Now in this picture, we see the artistic result that we can get after changing the position of the softbox. If we have a look to the setup now has only 2 lights. The first light is the softbox, which is positioned at 45 degrees to the table, and the second light, which is number 2, which is a spotlight positioned at the top of the cups. By putting the softbox in this new position, light from it will hit the cup that contains rose water, and therefore it will take the red light from it. So when it hits the last cup, it will reflect red color artistically. So if we look to the result, we can see that the third cup has a very nice red reflection on it. So all this is the result of changing the position of the softbox from being to the left to being on the corner of the table. If we compare this picture with the one before where we didn't change the position of the softbox, we can see how it lost a lot of artistic touch of the red color. So this picture is nice, but it is much nicer when we have red reflections on the third cup. So going back to the one with reflections, this is a very nice picture, but to me, I think that the softbox being reflected on the glasses is very wide and I would like to narrow it. This is something that we did in the previous video, and the solution is to use a gobo or more on our softbox. So once again, this is a personal taste. Everyone likes it in a way. To me, I think it's wide, and therefore we are going to work now on narrowing it. So as we saw in the picture, by putting the light from this direction, light will take the red color from this cup and it will hit this one and it will color it with red in a very artistic way. So very nice trick. Now what's left is a matter of taste. For example, the strip of light which we see on every cup is a little bit thick. Would you like it to be a little bit narrow, or do you like it as it is? It's pure personal taste. For me, I feel it's a little bit wide and I'd like to narrow it a little. I will use one of the gobos to see how much will I narrow the light. So this is the result of the picture after adding our gobo. If we have a look to our setup, now we have three items. Item number 1, which is the main light, the softbox. Item number 2, which is the spotlight, which is seated above the cups. And item number 3 is the gobo. Once again, a gobo is something that is used to prevent part of the light from reaching your subject. You put it between the light source and the subject that you are willing to shoot to prevent parts of the light from reaching. And by adding this gobo, we decrease the amount of the reflection that is hitting the cups. So the result is this picture in front of us. Here we have a narrow reflection of the softbox on the cups, and at the same time we have the nice red reflection on the third cup. For the sake of comparison, if we compare this picture with the one without the gobo, we see that the reflection was wider and the overall picture was brighter. To me, I believe the one with gobo is more suitable. As we saw in the picture, the strip of light is now more narrow and I think it's more beautiful. It's totally up to you. Well, before closing this video, it's good if we take the camera in handheld mode and try to take different shots from different angles using the same lighting setup. So we will not change anything in the light. What we will change is the camera position, handheld, and we will take different shots from the light, from the right, from the left, from above, and so on. Try to be creative as much as possible once you build a setup and you complete its light.